So some days I'm a spiritual giant, other days I just don't drink. This was something that I heard in a meeting and it just really stuck with me. I'm Coach Bobby Brown with Sober Life Right. What I do is I help people that are living a sober life live their most amazing life. And I do this through, I believe that through intense focus and with high accountability, that in 90 days you can make a tremendous shift in the quality of your life. I believe that having a life that's amazing is one of the keys to long-term sobriety. I know for me starting out, that one of the big things I used to think about when I sit in meetings was that why do I want to be sober if my life's going to be miserable? And I don't know if that's something that you've ever thought about, but there were certainly high points to me drinking and using drugs. So that's not what I want to really talk about today. Today I want to talk a little bit about how success does not always, it's not a linear thing. Like we don't just, every day is not going to be hitting all your goals. It's not going to be showing up as your best self. It's not going to be progress every day. It's not going to look like progress. And I think that that old saying like touches on a lot. There's a lot of things that I do for my personal recovery. On a daily basis, I wake up and I pray. I do a gratitude intentions list every morning. I have some program stuff. I work a 12-step program, so I've got some readings that I do to set my day off. I communicate with others. I build. It's taken me a little while to do it, but I've got a tremendous number of people that I communicate with on a daily basis that are also in recovery. And I interact and I grow and I learn from them, and I have opportunities to try and help and share with others. And then I do these videos. I do these videos because I feel like God has given me like an opportunity to turn my life around. And I feel a deep responsibility to try and really take advantage of that and to use this to help others. My life was a shit show. I look back to, and I'm a man in long-term recovery. What that means for me is that today, I'm getting to live this life that I feel like is amazing. Other people may not, but I feel like a pretty amazing, joy-filled life. And I do it completely free from drugs and alcohol. And it's been that way since July 22nd, 2021. But the day before that was, I was at a low. I was at the lowest, talk about rock bottoms. Like my bottom was, I was homeless. I was spending my time either using drugs, trying to get drugs, stealing, trying to scam, manipulate, lie my way into things. I had no goals. I had no direction. I was not, I felt no connection to God, although I know He was looking out for me. Was not talking to family, did not have any true friends to speak of. My health was miserable. I'm 6'3" and I was at 140 pounds. Sick, physically sick. Sleeping maybe 6 hours every 3 or 4 days, eating maybe a meal a day. In every sense of the word, my life was I was bankrupt. I was bankrupt in every sense of the word. And so, getting a chance to get free from that, I feel I feel a responsibility and obligation to make some sense out of what I did with my life. And for me, that's in trying to share what happened and to help others. So back to our topic here, how to, this is a mindset, okay? To have a mindset that it's okay for not every day to be this crazy, amazing day. I have a tendency to think that I need to do things perfectly. And I don't know if you relate with that or not. but I feel like I can have this shift in my mind that if I'm not doing everything, then I must not be okay. And that's just like, it's such a false mindset. Matthew McConaughey does some great videos that I watched, and talks about at some point, like we're doing our best, but we're not the best that we can do at any given time may not be the best that we're capable of. And that's always kind of stuck with me. Like my best, and I'm a believer, I'm an optimist. I believe that whatever you're doing right now, you are doing your absolute best. You may also be doing your absolute worst, but you're doing your absolute best based off of what you've got going on right now. And I have to keep in mind, like, there's outside factors. How's my sleep today? Did I eat today? Am I angry about something? Am I not spending enough time with other people, which is a big one for me? And if I'm not doing those things, then it's going to affect my output. If I am not doing certain things to take care of myself that are in my control, then like my best is not going to be my best. The way that my thoughts are affecting the day, like, it's all going to not be my best. I feel like today this video is probably not my best, but it's the best that I can do right now. I found it very, very helpful to have some daily non-negotiables that kind of guide my actions. I'll talk a little bit about, I got sober in 2019 initially, on St. Patrick's Day. And I had quit using a couple of times before that, but I consider, like, okay, when did I really get serious about abstinence? And for me, that meant really get involved with 12-step programs and everything. And it happened on St. Patrick's Day of 2019. It was the day I got arrested. Again, because that's what it takes for me. It's like I'm not, the things that I was doing were affecting my body so much that, like, I had to be locked up for a little while just so that I could physically heal my brain enough to, like, try and do anything different. But I spent 11 months locked up between jails and treatment centers. And I spent that time really wisely. I think really wisely. I read probably 100 books. I developed new habits. I got in great physical shape. I was eating every day, drinking the right amount. I was working out. I was reading. I was doing yoga, meditation, like all this stuff. And then when I got out, like I continued this. And I continued this. I felt like there was just so much that I needed to do. So very, very strict routine, get up at a certain time, brush my teeth, drink water, pray, read 10 minutes in one book, read 10 minutes in another book, go to a meeting, meditate, yoga, do affirmations, do gratitude lists, do a to-do list, do like blah, 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 on and on and on and on and on. All these things. So what happened is, like, there's only so much time in a day, so I've got all this, and hey, guess what? I've also got to work. I've got to go find a job, and I've got to show up to work because I need money in order to pay for where I'm living. So I get a job, and so that takes away some time. And then I want to have a social life. Eventually I want to have a girlfriend, like all these things, and all these things take time. And because I hadn't spent time realizing, okay, well, what's like most important? Things started slipping. One day I can't go to a meeting. Okay. The next day I can't do a gratitude list. The next day I can't work out. And eventually what happens is I'm breaking self-trust. Okay. I'm telling my mind that, okay, all these things you said were important aren't really that important. And so my self-discipline starts fading. Now I no longer, like, my mind's so confused, my subconscious doesn't know what's important anymore. So it becomes very easy to just not do things. And I went back out. I went back out for another 9 months, and got beat down even worse than I had the first time. Ended up right back in jail, at a lower point, you know. What I learned through that process, though, was that, like, in order to have self-discipline, like for me, it had to start with making less commitments. All right, so I had to take a look at, okay, well, what is really important? And I picked out 5 things, and I still go by that principle today. Like, I've got 5 daily things that I have to do in order for me to celebrate a win for the day. And as long as I do those 5 things, then it's okay. And it's really probably more than 5. Like one of my must do, as long as I don't, and really the one thing that I'd probably be all right with, as long as I don't put drugs or alcohol in my body today, I'm probably going to be okay. All right. But I found that, like, things like doing a daily gratitude list, if I do a daily gratitude list every day and don't miss it, I tell my mind that it's non-negotiable, that we are going to stay in gratitude. It doesn't matter what comes up. I'm going to be okay with it. I'm going to be able to find ways to to be grateful for it. And as long as I stay in gratitude, my life's pretty much generally happy. I stay, even on bad days, even when bad things happen, I'm generally happy. Like, I'm unaffected by a lot of things. And that allows me to keep working towards more goals and keeping it grow. And so that works. So I don't know. I hope some of this resonated with somebody. I hope it's helpful to somebody. You know, that's the whole reason I'm really doing these. I am a recovery coach. If you'd like some one-on-one help, like, you know, going through and setting goals and figuring out, like, maybe what your non-negotiable should be. Like, this is all stuff I do, and I do really well. So I just DM me. I hope you like this. Please subscribe if you do. I'm new to the whole YouTube thing, but I understand that that's an important thing, is likes and subscribes. I want to get this message out to whoever needs it. So thanks so much.